My name is Tyron from Inspecto Services. We have been serving the property industry since March of 1995. We play an important role in ensuring that a property transfer takes place smoothly. Our goal is to ensure that both the seller and the purchaser are treated fairly when obtaining the necessary compliance certificates needed to transfer a property. This introductory video is the first in a series of videos where we aim to provide training and clarity on the various compliance certificates. It's actually taken from live training sessions and been adapted for the purpose of putting this on our website and on YouTube. So the questions that we will raise during these videos come from live training sessions where we interact with groups of estate agents. If you feel that your office would benefit from training like this, you're welcome to reach out to us and we'll assist. Now, if you are involved in the property industry as an agent or as a transferring attorney, and even if you're just selling a property yourself or you are purchasing one for yourself, this information is certain to be beneficial to you because it's going to give you an idea of the scope of the various certificates. So let's start with a brief introduction as to who we are and where we began. Why are we well positioned to assist you in obtaining your compliance certificates? Well, to begin with, I'd like to give you a little bit of the history about Inspecto. Inspecto opened its doors in March of 1995. One of the founding members was my father, Tony. We started off with a staff of just five, and we operated from a little office above Lorna Doone in Milnerton, which is now where Gonzo's pub is located. And we remained in those small offices until 2001, when we purchased our current property in Coburg Road in Milnerton. And if we have a look at that quickly, here we can see our staff complement in 2001. And who's still with us out of this group? Well, Tony is the founding member. He's still with us. Yeah, we have Stuart. He's still with us. Anthony, and of course myself. Many of the others have emigrated. They're living in England, Australia, etc. Some have started their own businesses and are very successful. But the core of our business is still with us, and we're very proud that we've retained staff for so long. So Inspector has now been operating for 29 years, and we can honestly say that we've seen it all. We've been there right from the start, from when compliance certificates were introduced as a requirement for property sales. I joined Inspector about a year later in 1996 and look forward to the opportunity in sharing some of the knowledge I've gained over those years with you. Now, Inspector grew from a staff of just five in 1995, and today we are just lower than 50. Why have we grown like this? Well, because right from the start, we've always tried to provide a thorough, efficient, fair, and honest service to your sellers and buyers. This is something that my father, Tony, who founded the business, instilled in us, and we still try to follow those principles. And we also have a very strong admin and management team who have been involved for many years and therefore understand exactly what you as property professionals require of us in order to get a property transferred smoothly. We have 13 staff who fill this admin role, including myself. And then on the road, we have 30 well-trained technicians in their various fields. Over the years, we've earned the reputation for being the go-to company for technical information relating to compliance certificates. But we have had one historical problem. We've been perceived to be expensive. Now, this is partly because our inspectors are well trained and often we identify more defects than other service providers. But of course, if you didn't identify defects that were there, your certificates would be questionable. So that is something that's not going to change. But earlier this year, we sent out a survey uh, sampling various customers. Some were attorneys, some were agents, sellers, buyers, some who accepted our quotations, and some who didn't. And what we were asking is, as far as our service offering goes, what did you require of us? So there were a whole lot of points that were listed, and the customer could only choose 5 that were most important to them. And we had a very, very positive response from customers. And I'd just like to share one of them with you quickly. And this is from a transferring attorney, name shall not be mentioned. So let's have a look at what she had to say. So she addresses Jade. Jade is one of our admin people, and she said, I took a look at your survey sheet over the weekend with the full intention to complete it for you. However, the more I read through it, the more difficult it became to pick only 5 comments or compliments to which my experience with Inspector relates. Each of the options on the sheet is true for me, and I have experienced every single one of them in a positive way. You have provided amazing service to my clients, particularly over the past few years, and it is always a pleasure to work with or instruct you for compliance. It is literally impossible for me to complete your form unless you would allow me to tick every single box, which I feel aptly apply to mine and most of my clients' experience with Inspector and the team. Now, this is a lovely compliment to get, and most of the responses that we had reflected a similar sentiment. But there was one common denominator, and that was that many sellers found our repair costs to be too expensive. Not our inspection costs, our repair costs. And so we spent about 4 months from about September 2023 analyzing our costs, finding ways to bring our cost of the repairs down. We had to negotiate with our suppliers for improved cost of materials. We changed the way we look at and charge for labor. And we have restructured our business to be able to give a large reduction in the cost of repairs, especially those with a higher labor component. In the last week of August 2023, we rolled out our new pricing structure, which has resulted now in an average reduction of between 15 and 20% of the cost of most repair quotations. In addition to this, we now offer a further discount should the client be in a position to settle our costs upfront rather than us having to wait for the transfer to receive payment. Going forward, you can rest assured that our pricing will equal or at least be competitive when compared to other service providers offering the same service that we do. But do they offer the same service? That's the question. So you'll have the same attention to detail and the excellent backup service that you've always had with Inspector, except at a lower rate. So we look forward to being able to tell your sellers Inspector is not only the best compliance company out there, but now also offers their service at the best rate possible. And we'd of course like to thank all estate agents and attorneys who have utilized our services over the years. And we look forward to an ongoing relationship that will move from strength to strength.